The Machiavellian Guide to Reputation. Every whisper carries currency. Every speculation spreads interest. They speak your name in boardrooms you've never entered, bedrooms you've never seen, conversations you'll never hear. This isn't accident, it's architecture. While amateurs panic at the first negative rumor, masters understand that all publicity is publicity, and publicity uncontrolled becomes publicity weaponized. Machiavelli knew that princes who tried to silence every critic died from 1,000 paper cuts. Those who learned to conduct the orchestra of gossip ruled empires. Your name in their mouth is your seed in their mind. Let it grow wild, let it grow dark. Let it grow until it grows into something you can harvest. Right now, somewhere, someone is crafting a story about you. They're filling gaps in their knowledge with assumptions, painting motivations with their own colors, building your legend with bricks you never laid. You have 3 choices: fight it, ignore it, or architect it. The first exhausts you, the second abandons you, the third elevates you. The marketplace of reputation operates on scarcity and intrigue. What everyone knows becomes worthless. What no one understands becomes priceless. Your silence is the canvas on which others paint their fantasies, and fantasies always sell for more than facts. Consider the psychology of defense. When you rush to explain, to clarify, to correct, you're announcing that their opinion matters more than your mission. You're admitting their version threatens your version. You're validating their authority to judge your reality. This is the first surrender in a war you don't need to fight. Strip away sentiment and see the mechanics. Rumors are viral marketing campaigns with organic reach no advertising budget could buy. Someone else is paying the emotional labor to keep your name circulating. Someone else is investing their credibility in your relevance. Why interrupt what serves you? The amateur fears whispers. The professional studies them. Each rumor reveals the narrator's needs, fears, and blind spots. The colleague who spreads stories about your ruthlessness is advertising his own soft spine. The competitor who questions your methods is confessing their inability to match your results. Map the gossip ecosystem around you. Who initiates rumors? Who amplifies them? Who benefits when your reputation fluctuates? This intelligence network operates in plain sight, disguised as casual conversation. Your job isn't to stop the network. It's to learn its protocols and eventually program its outputs. Machiavelli observed that fortune favors those who adapt their strategy to circumstances. When circumstances include whisper campaigns, your strategy must include whisper management, not control management. Like a river you can't stop but can redirect. Rumors flow where you carve the channels. The first principle of rumor jujitsu: never deny what makes you interesting. Accusations of intensity become reputation for seriousness. Whispers of secrecy become aura of depth. Stories of unconventional methods become evidence of innovation. The narrative framework remains, you simply optimize the interpretation. Study the architecture of lasting legends. They're built on mysteries, not explanations. The Mona Lisa's fame stems from her enigmatic expression, not from detailed artist statements about his intentions. Your power grows in the spaces where understanding fails and imagination flourishes. Silence is the most sophisticated response to rumor because it forces others to fill the void. Nature abhors a vacuum, human attention abhors ambiguity. When you provide no official statement, unofficial statements multiply exponentially. Each speculation advertises your importance while costing you nothing. The economics are brutal but beautiful. Your enemies fund your marketing campaign. Every minute they spend discussing your motives is a minute not spent advancing their own agenda. Every conversation about your methods is free research and development for your competitors. Let them exhaust their resources, solving puzzles you never asked them to solve. Strategic ambiguity creates multiple audiences for the same actions. The aggressive see determination, the cautious see calculation, the ambitious see innovation. Each group projects their values onto your behavior, creating separate allegiances from a single source. This is influence, multiplication through narrative division. Consider the half-life of different reputation strategies. Aggressive defense decays quickly as attention moves to fresher scandals. Transparent explanation satisfies curiosity temporarily before new questions emerge. Strategic mystery compounds over time, accumulating interest like a well-managed investment. The digitally native understand this intuitively. Successful influencers never explain their personal lives completely. They release fragments, teasers, glimpses that spawn thousands of theories in comment sections. Each theory is free content creation, extending the reach without depleting the resources. Your reputation is not your property. It's public domain. The moment you act in public space, you surrender control over interpretation. Fighting for narrative ownership is like fighting for ownership of reflected light. Better to position mirrors that cast the reflections you prefer. The Whisper network operates on different rules than official channels. It values exclusivity over accuracy, intrigue over information, emotional truth over factual truth. Learn its language, speak its currency, feed it what it hungers for, secrets that feel true even when they're fiction. Machiavelli's princes understood that reputation preceded them into every negotiation. A fearsome reputation reduced the need for actual violence. A generous reputation reduced the cost of buying loyalty. A mysterious reputation increased the value of every revelation. Your pre-game determines your gameplay. The paradox of reputation management: the harder you grip, the faster it slips through your fingers. The looser you hold, the more it orbits your gravity. Desperation repels, confidence attracts. Those who need to control every narrative reveal their insecurity about the one narrative that matters: results. Create rumor resistance through performance surplus. When your actions speak louder than their words, words become background noise. The executive who delivers exceptional quarterly results doesn't fear gossip about their personality. The artist whose work moves audiences doesn't concern themselves with critics of their process. But sometimes defense becomes necessary, and when rumors threaten legal liability, financial stability, or personal safety, silence transforms from strategy to negligence, as the art lies in distinguishing between rumors that require response and rumors that feed on response. The responding strategist speaks once, speaks clearly, speaks memorably, then returns to silence. No follow-up interviews, no clarifying statements, no emotional rebuttals. One surgical strike that removes the infection without creating new wounds, then back to building what matters. Understand rumor seasonality. During slow news cycles, minor whispers become major stories. During crisis periods, major revelations get buried under bigger headlines. Time your responses and your silences to match the attention ecosystem's natural rhythms. The sophisticated plans counter rumors without fingerprints, not lies, but alternative interpretations, a confused narrative, until truth becomes one option among many. Confusion favors the incumbent. Your existing reputation benefits from doubt about challenges to it. Study rumor genealogy. Most whispers have family trees that trace back to specific sources with specific motivations. Understanding the origin story helps predict the evolution and natural lifespan. Some rumors die quickly from lack of evidence. Others require active biodegradation through superior stories. The network effect applies to reputation just as it applies to technology. Each person who discusses you becomes a node in your influenced network. The strength of weak ties means casual mentions in distant conversations often matter more than passionate defenses from close allies. Leverage rumor arbitrage. Capitalize on the gap between public perception and private reality. When whisperers undervalue your capabilities, acquire resources at discount prices. When speculation overvalues your intentions, sell commitments at premium rates. The spread between perception and reality becomes your profit margin. Your competitors reveal their strategies through the rumors they spread. The colleague who emphasizes your youth is worried about experience gaps. The rival who questions your connections is lacking network depth. Their attacks become intelligence reports about their own vulnerabilities. Machiavelli knew that being talked about beats being ignored, but being misunderstood beats being predictable. Predictability is the enemy of leverage. When others can forecast your responses, they can manipulate your reactions. Maintain mystery to maintain maneuverability. The rumor cycle feeds on contradiction. Too much consistency becomes boring. Too much chaos becomes unbelievable. The sweet spot lives in structured unpredictability, patterns that suggest method without revealing madness. Logic that implies deeper wisdom without exposing the source code. Create rumor tests for your inner circle. Share different versions of sensitive information with different confidants. Track which versions reach which audiences. This reveals both communication pathways and loyalty levels. Information archaeology uncovers the architecture of trust and betrayal. The most powerful rumors hint at capabilities without demonstrating them. Whispers of hidden resources create caution in enemies. Speculation about secret alliances generates respect from neutrals. Suggestion of unrevealed strategies induces hesitation in competitors. Potential power often influences more than kinetic power. Modern rumor spreads through algorithmic amplification, not just human repetition. Social media platforms reward engagement, and controversy generates engagement more reliably than consensus. The digital ecosystem is biased towards stories that provoke reaction, which creates opportunities for those who understand the bias. Your silence acquires different meanings in different contexts. In crisis, it suggests confidence. In success, it implies humility. In conflict, it demonstrates restraint. In negotiation, it projects strength. The same action generates multiple interpretations, each serving your interests in its respective arena. The attention economy operates on scarcity principles. What everyone has access to becomes worthless. What few can obtain becomes valuable. Your statements, your presence, your engagement, each becomes more precious when rationed rather than freely distributed. Rumor velocity depends on emotional resonance. Stories that confirm existing beliefs spread faster than stories that challenge them. Narratives that trigger strong feelings circulate wider than narratives that promote careful thinking. Understanding this bias helps predict which whispers will become waves. The sophisticated practitioner distinguishes between reputation and character. Character is what you are. Reputation is what others believe you are. Character should remain consistent. Reputation should remain controllable. Never sacrifice character for reputation, but never ignore reputation for character. Create reputation, redundancy, through multiple narrative threads. If one story suffers damage, alternatives remain intact. The executive, known for both innovation and reliability, can survive attacks on either front. The artist, celebrated for both talent and work ethic, weathers criticism of their personality. Machiavelli's princes maintained court historians who recorded their reigns favorably. Your modern equivalent includes everyone with a platform. Employees who represent your culture. Customers who share their experiences. Partners who describe your collaborations. Their organic testimony outweighs your orchestrated promotion. The rumor-resistant individual builds immunity through consistent action rather than constant explanation. When your behavior aligns with your stated values over extended periods, whispers lose credibility. Pattern recognition beats propaganda every time in the long-term reputation market. Strategic vulnerability can inoculate against rumor damage. The leader who acknowledges minor flaws first prevents others from discovering major ones later. The public figure who admits past mistakes diffuses future accusations. Controlled disclosure prevents uncontrolled exposure. Study the life cycles of rumors in your industry. Technology sectors favor innovation narratives. Financial industries reward stability stories. Creative fields value authenticity legends. Tailor your rumor strategy to match the prevailing mythology of your professional ecosystem. The international perspective matters in reputation management. Stories that damage you domestically might enhance you globally, and vice versa. The executive, seen as ruthless in collaborative cultures, might be viewed as decisive in competitive ones. Cultural arbitrage applies to reputation as much as economics. Your response timing signals your priorities. Immediate responses suggest high sensitivity. Delayed responses indicate careful consideration. No response implies either supreme confidence or supreme indifference. Each choice sends meta-messages about your relationship with public opinion. The rumor ecosystem includes beneficial parasites that feed on your notoriety while increasing it. Journalists who build careers analyzing your methods, academics who study your strategies, competitors who define themselves in opposition to you. This symbiosis serves your influence even when the intent is hostile. Recognize rumor seasonality in your personal calendar. Annual reviews, product launches, relationship changes, these predictable events generate predictable speculation. Prepare counter-narratives in advance rather than reactive responses after gossip gains momentum. The mathematics of rumors favor compound growth over linear progression. 1 whisper becomes 10, becomes 100, becomes 1,000. Understanding exponential curves helps predict when intervention becomes necessary and when organic burnout will occur naturally. Your professional reputation operates independently from your personal reputation, though they influence each other. The CEO known for family devotion survives business scandals better. The artist whose work speaks eloquently weathers personal drama more easily. Cross-pollination between domains creates reputation hedging. The rumor market operates on supply and demand. When you create information scarcity, demand for information increases. When you oversupply details, demand for details decreases. Managing information flow like a central bank manages money supply gives you monetary policy for attention. Machiavelli understood that appearing to have power often mattered more than actually possessing power. Reputation for strength prevented challenges that would test actual strength. This principle scales reputation for capability, reduces the need to prove capability repeatedly. The digital permanent record changes rumor dynamics. Unlike oral tradition, online whispers leave evidence trails. Screen captures preserve deleted posts. Archives store modified articles. This transparency can protect you from false accusations while exposing you to persistent rumors. Create rumor firewalls to compartmentalize information. Different audiences receive different levels of detail about your activities. Professional contacts know your business plans. Personal friends know your relationship status. Family knows your health concerns. Segmentation prevents cascade failures when one area faces scrutiny. The rumor sophisticated understand that perception shapes reality in self-fulfilling ways. When investors believe you're innovative, they fund your innovations. When customers believe you're reliable, they tolerate your mistakes. When competitors believe you're dangerous, they avoid direct confrontation. Your rumor strategy should align with your actual capabilities. Building reputation for competencies you lack creates expectations you can't meet. Downplaying abilities you possess wastes influence opportunities. The gap between perception and performance determines whether rumors help or hurt long-term. Strategic rumor deployment requires understanding audience psychology. Some groups value disruption. Others prefer stability. Some cultures respect hierarchy. Others celebrate rebellion. The same action can generate opposite reputations, depending on who's interpreting the story. The rumor life cycle includes birth, growth, maturity, and death phases. Birth requires a catalyst event. Growth needs emotional resonance. Maturity demands evidence. Sustainability. Death occurs through either fact-checking or attention shifting. Understanding these phases helps predict intervention points. Your silence speaks different languages to different audiences. To employees, it might signal confidence. To competitors, it might suggest weakness. To investors, it might indicate stability. To customers, it might imply mystery. Multilingual silence is more sophisticated than unilingual speech. The most successful rumor architects understand that their goal isn't truth, it's influence. Truth is what happened. Influence is what people believe happened, and how that belief changes their behavior. The gap between these concepts is where reputation strategy operates. Modern rumor spreads through filter bubbles that reinforce existing beliefs. Conservative audiences and liberal audiences can interpret the same action completely differently. Understanding these parallel narratives helps predict how rumors will mutate as they cross ideological boundaries. Your industry position affects rumor impact. Market leaders face different gossip than market challengers. Established players weather rumors better than newcomers. Disruptors attract different speculation than incumbents. Your strategic position determines your rumor vulnerability and opportunity. The rumor-resistant develop thick skin through perspective. Today's scandal becomes tomorrow's footnote, becomes next year's trivia. The news cycle moves so quickly that persistent attention requires persistent feeding. Most rumors starve without constant nourishment. Create rumor value through scarcity economics. Your statements become more valuable when they're rare. Your appearances generate more excitement when they're infrequent. Your explanations carry more weight when they're exceptional. Abundance devalues. Scarcity appreciates. The strategic communicator understands that every explanation creates new questions. Every clarification reveals new ambiguities. Every defense acknowledges new attacks. Sometimes the cure spreads faster than the disease. Prevention through silence often beats treatment through speech. Your rumor network includes both allies and enemies, often performing similar functions. Supporters who exaggerate your capabilities and critics who exaggerate your threats both keep your name circulating. The source matters less than the circulation when building awareness. Machiavelli's observation about fortune favoring the bold applies to reputation management. Bold silence in the face of criticism demonstrates confidence. Bold action despite whispered doubts proves conviction. Bold statements that ignore gossip assert priority. Boldness signals leadership better than explanations. Signal weakness. The rumor sophisticated play chess while others play checkers. They think multiple moves ahead, considering how current whispers will evolve, how present silence will be interpreted, how future revelations will recontextualize past speculation. Temporal thinking beats reactive thinking. Your reputation portfolio should be diversified across multiple attributes: intelligence, integrity, innovation, intensity. Different combinations appeal to different audiences and protect against different attacks. Portfolio theory applies to personal branding as much as financial investing. The global perspective matters increasingly in reputation management. Stories that damage you in one culture might enhance you in another. The leader seen as aggressive in collaborative societies might be viewed as decisive in competitive ones. Cultural arbitrage creates reputation hedging opportunities. Understand that rumor resistance comes from internal conviction, not external validation. When you know who you are and what you're building, others' opinions become weather. Something you dress for but don't let determine your destination. This core stability radiates outward as unshakable presence. The rumor ecosystem rewards authenticity more than perfection. People connect with struggles they recognize, imperfections they share, vulnerabilities they understand. Strategic authenticity beats strategic perfection in building sustainable influence. Your future self will judge your present rumor strategy. Will you be proud of how you handled whispers? Or will you regret energy wasted on gossip? Will your silence be remembered as dignity? Or will your explanations be forgotten as desperation? Think legacy, not headlines. The most sophisticated rumor strategy is building a reputation that makes positive rumors believable and negative rumors incredible. When your track record speaks louder than whispers, whispers lose their power to wound. Consistency over time beats cleverness in the moment. Remember that your reputation is not about you, it's about them. It reveals their values, their fears, their aspirations, their limitations. The stories they tell about you are really stories they tell about themselves. This perspective transforms rumor management from personal defense to psychological study. The final paradox of reputation. The less you need it, the more it serves you. When your self-worth isn't tied to others' opinions, you can use those opinions strategically without being used by them. When your identity isn't dependent on public approval, you can influence public perception without being influenced by it. Never defend your name. Defend your mission. Never explain your character. Demonstrate your character. Never justify your methods. Perfect your results. The world judges based on outcomes, not intentions. Focus on outcomes and let the world gossip about everything else. Machiavelli's greatest insight was that power flows to those who understand the game, not to those who pretend the game doesn't exist. Rumor is part of the game, reputation is part of the game. Learning to play both strategically rather than reactively is what separates princes from peasants, leaders from followers, architects from victims. Your name will be spoken long after you're gone. The question isn't whether people will talk about you, it's whether they'll talk about you the way you want to be remembered. Build a reputation that serves your legacy, not your ego. Build influence that outlasts whispers. Build something so substantial that rumors become footnotes to your actual story. In the end, the greatest rumor strategy is making rumors irrelevant through undeniable excellence. When your work speaks for itself, gossip becomes background noise. When your results are legendary, speculation becomes entertainment. When your impact is measurable, opinions become optional. Never defend your name, use rumors to win. Let others spend their energy talking while you spend yours building. Let them exhaust themselves explaining while you invest yourself in achieving. Let them fight in the theater of perception while you conquer in the arena of reality. This is the way of the Machiavellian master. Silent in response, strategic in action, sovereign in reputation.